today, what you better doing is getting a known cassette. For example, a pre-recorded factory cassette, a pre-recorded tape of some greatest hits or other, punchy music if you can, and align it that way. And that's what we've always done. In fact, just I got test tapes right enough with these tones on it. And I used to record my own tones as well, with an aligned head, record my own test tones, and use that as alignment, because a nice tone is also good for aligning tape heads. But what you're up against is the tape not making it to the end of the tape before the oxide starts to fall off it these days, because these cassettes are 40, 50 years old, etc. So they're not doing as good as it could. Let's just say that. Definitely not doing as good as it could. Some of them are perfect. Something else I found in the archives today was an interesting recording of somebody who used to come on a Sunday afternoon, as well as during the night, on Radio Dublin. Back in the days when Radio Dublin was well heard on shortwave and medium wave. And it's a guy called Leo Malone, and he used to have these crazy jingles at the start of his show. So I found one. Dave Anderson and myself were chatting about this guy the other day, and I could have sworn I've got one that says something about jumping into the driver's seat of Radio Dublin 253, but it doesn't actually say that. It's sort of similar, but I have a feeling I've got another one somewhere. But anyway, we'll make do with what we've found, and that'll be coming your way later in today's programme. There's also a wee recording of World Music Radio coming up, which I found on the same cassette as the Radio Caroline Dublin from early April 1980, and that was via the facilities of Radio Andorra back in the day when World Music Radio had you had Lee Alvin, you had Oscar Hansen, you had Paul Dame, etc. So the sound of the station was there back. I mean, we're going way back, right enough. We certainly are. But anyhow, let's get on with the show here on WMR today. And as always, we usually start the ball rolling with our waterfall art. So if you're looking at us on some sort of a waterfall, whether it be on a main receiver, because you can do that, we've been told. Somebody sent us a nice photograph to prove it just a few weeks ago. Or if you're listening on an SDR, either at home or online, just widen the waterfall just a little bit and stretch it out a wee bit, and you might just see our station ident coming up, WMR. It's only 20 seconds, but it's sort of digital mode, so you can't do much longer really without annoying our normal listeners, can we? Okie dokie, time to go. And what that said was Weekend Music Radio Scotland. Well, very warm welcome to the programme. Third week in May 2025. Let's hope we get a good quality reception over the shortwave receivers. Last week was a bit strange, wasn't it? First thing in the Sunday morning. Yeah, the signals were, it was a bit of a fade out. There's a couple of SDRs online that was getting the signal rather good, including the Northwest Island SDR over in the West Coast. So thanks very much to Dave for keeping that SDR online. Very good SDR it is as well. There's been some strange things happening over the water this last week. Well, not that strange, but Coast FM has been on the air on, let me see, it was Tuesday night, and I missed it, didn't I? Tuesday night it was on 1233 kHz, 1233, and there was another pilot on, relaying the web stream of Radio 208 on 1440 kHz. It didn't come from Denmark this time. It was an unidentified pilot relaying the web stream of Radio 208 on 1440. And guess what? I missed that as well. Have to check again this evening, won't I? See if it comes back on. And the reason I'm getting a wee bit excited about Coast is because it was allegedly a QRP transmitter on 1233. And 1233 is a very, very clear channel, so I don't think there's anything in Europe that uses that now. If you listen out, very, very clear nowadays. It wasn't so clear last winter, but it is this winter. And let's hope this winter, this summer. I had a listen just the other night and never heard anything because it was so clear. Really was. And the other area of the band that is very, very clear is sort of 1206, 1197 area. There's a whole area of the band that if you look on a waterfall on an SDR, there's a big black gap because it's quite a wide band silent area. So it's cool for hobby pilots to use, isn't it? Really is. Very good. Anyway, starting the ball rolling this weekend, we've got an old theme tune that everybody in the UK, not just teenagers, everybody would have known this track back in the day. It was the theme tune to Top of the Pops. We started off with a Top of the Pops record from the Kinks last week, and I thought I'd play you this one this week. By the way, did you get the cough at the very start of that? Right at the start, Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin starts with a cough. I'm going to play it again for you just to let you hear it. Here we go. Well, it might not be a cough, it might just be a noise. Baby, I'm not Led Zeppelin and the old Top of the Pop scene. In actual fact, I think they actually used at one time, they used the CCS version of Whole Lotta Love, which I was going to play you, but there's 24 seconds of just messing about at the start of it, and then there's a big sort of funny bit at the end, so the actual track is very, very short. Maybe play it for you next week and try and cue it up at the right spot, but we thought we'd play the longer version today, Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin, just to give us a chance to get up and get a cup of WMR coffee in the background while we're doing the show today, this beautiful day here in Scotland, and one of the last days before the weather changes, apparently. So fingers crossed that we get a good summer a wee bit later on, but for now I think it's to change. And it was quite chilly yesterday morning when I got up, quite chilly, back at 6 a.m. We were up early on Thursday morning, and yeah, it was wee bit chillier than it's been, you know, but still, that's not out of character for these latitudes, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just blethering away here. It is Weekend Music Radio WMR, Scottish Free Radio, as I said, all the way from Hookter Land, and let's hope you enjoy our programmes each and every weekend. Sounded good last weekend, certainly was, and the band was very active with various stations. Now, there was one which caused a little bit of confusion here at WMR. I just got it wrong, didn't I? Again, there was reported during the week an unidentified Irish station from Dublin on 6305 kHz in the evening time. I missed that one, but I heard a station on Saturday and Sunday on 6300, and it turned out the IDs were between the long sweeps of non-stop music. There was some of these web-generated IDs that you get these days, and they were for Radio Skywave. And I thought I'd play you just a little clip of what I heard, just a short clip. So here we go with a clip of Radio Skywave on 6300 last Saturday. He says, as nothing happens. Radio Skywave, or Skywave Radio 6300, May 17th, 2014, UTC. And I thought, oh, that's Skywave from Dublin, because they have been active on the Shortwave band. But it was correctly pointed out to me that station calls themselves Blue Moon Radio these days, so it's not that. So that's probably a Dutchie. Probably. We don't know for sure, but I think it maybe is. So it's not the Irish Pirate I thought we were hearing. So that bears the question, what was the other one that was on from Dublin on the weeknights? No idea. 6306. Or was it a test transmission from, say, Skull and Bones radio system or something, just with music? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll never know. Maybe it's one of these mysteries. It's WMR on the Shortwave band, doing our funky stuff for you each and every weekend. That's a silly saying, isn't it? I've been saying that for years, doing our funky stuff on the wonderful world of Shortwave radio. So, seeing as we're not going to play a Whole Lot of Love by CCS, I thought I'd play the other one today. And it's Tap Tunes on the Water here on Shortwave Radio. WMR, Scottish Free Radio.
Turns on the water, see the waters flow. Acorn makes a forest, watch the forest grow. That turns on the water, see the waters flow. Acorn makes a forest, watch the forest grow.
It's called CCS, Tap Tunes on the Water here, Weekend Music Radio, WMR, Scottish Free Radio. Apologies for that, just in the middle of supping a bit of coffee and eating a bag of crisps in the studio, so we're going to go straight on with the music today. For this link anyway. Back in time with Christopher Cross, and Never Be the Same here on Shortwave Radio, WMR.
Change the way you feel tonight. Sometimes love
Christopher Cross, and it'll never be the same here on Weekends Music Radio WMR. No, I was reading the latest updates on Charlie's website, his blog about 90s pirate radio stations, and I see he's doing a time and motion study of supermarket music. Yeah, I don't usually go into Morrison's or Tesco's actually. I usually just go into Tesco's. Sorry, I don't usually go into Asda or Morrison's because they're a little bit further away from the studio. The closest I have here is Tesco's, but they're all in the area, you know, so I can go to any of them. But it was hectic a few years ago going into Tesco's. It was absolute. Shockingly bad when they had all the COVID propaganda on the PA, and it was there from you went in to you went out, and it was absolutely diabolical. Please keep in single file, do walk one way, do not breathe in Andy, do not sneeze, yeah, all that sort of nonsense. Good grief, yeah. It was at different times, thankfully, we're well out of that now in 2025. But oh dearie me, it was heaven, but hell. So, but nowadays, what do Tesco's have? They have the sort of poppy tunes, because I've caught myself singing some of the catchy numbers that do come on the Tesco background music. I'm not too sure where the source of that is. A lot of these supermarket things used to have satellite radio links on the Astra satellite, the common satellites, and you could tune them in on your satellite receiver. But I don't think any of the Asda FMs or anything like that exists anymore on satellite. I think you can do it online, much cheaper, of course. So that was. I was just going to make a few comments about that, and there we have it. That's what I've said. So thanks, Charlie, for your input. Good, always a good read, and nice to know you're in familiar territory when you're on the way to the dentist, old chap. Yeah, had some good times in that area myself. Oh dear. WMR, end of May 2025. Time goes by, it's midsummer, and easy listening music for a midsummer's evening from Christopher Cross. Second one today from him. So you'll be there on Shortwave Radio WMR. super oldie from Christopher Cross. Say You'll Be Mine on Weekend Music Radio WMR today. Incidentally, something else which is recording as we speak on the tape recorder in the background in the studio number 1 anyway. We're in studio number 2 in the kitchen table PC, but in studio number 1 we've got a recording converting, and that recording is an amazing tape that I was talking about a few months ago, and it's myself on the 10th anniversary of BRI. I remember doing a program for it, but I couldn't remember much else about it. I hadn't a clue where the tape was. It was obviously from 1990, because BRI started in 1980, the same as we did. And what have I found? I found a combined program with Steve West, Pirate Andy, and Jack in the WMR studio doing the BRI program. So we'll see what that sounds like and see if it's worth playing a little clip of it. I wonder whatever happened to that man, Pirate Andy. Yeah, he came up here to Scotland on his motorcycle many years ago, and what fun we had as well down the pub and all that sort of stuff. Oh dear me. It's 24th and 25th of May 2025, and of course Monday will be the 26th, won't it? 2025, and we are WMR. Now, I don't know if any of you guys out there saw the news the other night when the captain of a tall-masted ship tried to get his tall-masted ship in below a bridge that wasn't fit for purpose, and wrecked the top bit off his masts of his tall-masted ship in the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. Good grief! You see the footage of it, and you can see the amount of cars and vehicles that are going over as this thing hits it. It's just as well it wasn't a super tanker hitting the pier like the one that happened in Baltimore. You know, that was a serious business, but this was just a daft captain. I don't know if he was steaming or no. Who knows? Reminds me of a local bus driver who did a similar thing on a low bridge with a school bus, a double-decker bus, and he was trying to get it in below this rail bridge that you wouldn't take a big van with an antenna on the top of it. You wouldn't take that in below it, never mind a double-decker bus. I don't know what the guy was thinking, but this is what you get. This is what happens sometimes, and I had the guy I was talking about last week in the program, the old pal who was a bit mad and did all the drinking, and he died at a young age and all that. He was a hell of a guy, and he turned up at my place one time trying to get a 6-foot car in a 3-foot door, and it didn't work. He crashed into the doorway here at WMR. Oh dear, what a performance that was. Unbelievable. But, oh well, he's been away now, so he can't defend himself to my sarcasm, can he? Here's the song for him that could have played many times for him actually. His driving skills were somewhat lacking in detail, weren't they? Dave Edmonds. puts me in mind of my old pal Bill, who used to do a bit of drinking with us. And, I used to hang about WMR back in the early days. Do daft things. He really did. Crashing cars was one of his favourite pastimes, I think. He was no good at the driving, and I used to have a white knuckle run whenever there was a lot of it with him. It was pretty bad, and he knew he used to try and show off, but somebody who's had as many write-offs as that shouldn't be showing off at all, should they? No sirree. Anyway, Dave Edmonds and crawling from the wreckage, and especially for a guy who used to come into the studio, and I'd forgotten what he used to call himself. I was racking my brain just a couple of days ago. What did Big Davey call himself on the air? He maybe only called it once just for a laugh, but he called himself Joke Scrap in the background one time. I do remember that. And he used to go about half cans during the day. He's a hell of a guy. Anyway, I was going to go on with a wee bit of a clip now of Radio Caroline Dublin with Aidan Hughes. So stay tuned and we'll see what we can do with the first clip for today from way back in 1981. From announced as 1413, but I believe it was 1422 kHz. Radio Caroline Dublin was on at this particular time. If it wasn't, it certainly was shortly afterwards, and we'll have to look at our list and see if it was ever on 1413. Wasn't a great signal here, but it's been a great signal whenever Gary's recorded this this recording. I never had a signal like that at all from Radio Caroline Dublin, so well done to you, old chap, for getting the recording as good as that. Stay tuned for Aidan Hughes from Capital Radio International, and he's doing a programme on Caroline Dublin.
Weekend Music Radio!
Sounded deliberate, didn't it? Trust me, it was just the software sticking.
There we go, that's the sound of Earth, Wind and Fire there, and a song called Star. And a very good morning to you. It's exactly 9:32 on Radio Caroline Dublin, on 212 meters medium wave, 1430 kilohertz. Very welcome along. Very happy with us on the program this morning, and glad to know you're there. Right then, I think we should move on with the music. 27 minutes away from 10 o'clock now, and a very good morning to you. Radio Caroline Dublin on 212 meters medium wave band, 1413 kilohertz. And this is the sound of Mr. Cliff Richard. I sing from him one entitled A Little in Love. A very good morning to you. 8 Hughes, 2 until 11, right here on Caroline Dublin. Good morning. Rob Stewart back in time there a couple of years, and a single called Ain't Love a Bit. 4 minutes to go before our international link-up with South Dublin Radio on Shortwave, and we'll be going out live to Europe and the world with a Shortwave band on 6243 kilohertz in the European 48-meter band. Now for you. When you're in love with a beautiful woman. Don't forget the international link up with South Dublin Radio in exactly 3.5 minutes time. We'll be reading out all your letters then right through until 11 o'clock this morning, right across the world and Europe. Dr. Hook and a singer called When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman, and a very good morning to you. And I want to just take us up to 15 minutes away from 10 o'clock. And right Right now, we'll be linking up via South Dublin Radio on 234 to 6.3 kHz in the European 48 meter band, broadcasting live to Europe and the world. Voice of Radio Caroline Dublin, medium wave band, 1000 watts, 212 meters, 1413 kHz, up in shortwave on 6243 kHz. Right now, this promised you some letters on this morning's program. First start off, the first one was, came into us around about last week. It was addressed to Radio Caroline Dublin, 60 Haddington Road, Balls Bridge in Dublin. And it's from Mr. Nicholas Sharp, and he lives in 4 the Avenue, Leylandham, I think it is. Steins, S-T-A-I-N-E-S, Steins, Middlesex, TW182SE, and it's dated Sunday the 29th of March. That's the sound of Al Stewart there, and a singer from his album, The Year of the Cat. That's the title track. 6 minutes away from 10 o'clock, and a very good morning to you. This is Radio Caroline Dublin on medium wave, on 212 meters, 1413 kHz, also in shortwave live to Europe and the world, on 6243 kHz in the European 48 meter band. And you're very welcome along. Just joined us. I was saying we were having some letters there later on this morning, and we already read out one for you. We want to have another one now. Excuse me, I've just come to the address. The letter is from Morris Walker, and he lives in 57 Summerfield Avenue, Hurst Green, Halezone, West Midlands, B269NW, and that's in England, and he's aged 36 years. What it has to do with it, I don't know. Occupation, building and services engineer, and his reception aboard is as follows. Reception aboard to Radio Caroline Dublin, and it's dated the 29th of March, as was our last letter, 1981, and the frequency on 624 kHz in the European 48 meter band shortwave. That's the sound of Diana Ross there in a singer called Upside Down. It's exactly 10 o'clock GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, local time here in Dublin. And this is Radio Caroline Dublin on Sunday morning with 1000 watts medium wave on 212 meters, 1413 kHz. Live to the Dublin city area and the surrounding counties on the west coast of England. And a very good morning to you. We're also on shortwave on 6234 kHz in the European 48 meter band. Back in time to 1979, and the song from Sister Sledge, and one entitled To His Greatest Dancer. Don't forget the address, Radio Caroline Dublin, 60 Haddington Road, Balls Bridge in Dublin 4, and we'd like to hear from you. That address also applies to South Dublin Radio on the air later on this morning on 6234, 643 kHz and 48 meter band, 60 Haddington Road, Balls Bridge in Dublin 4. There we go, that's the sound of Sister Sledge there, and a singer called I Wonder Why He's the Greatest Dancer. Right after this next record, we will be going back to one of our letters from across the water. Radio Caroline. This is the new Radio Caroline. Indeed it is, the new Radio Caroline on Sunday morning on 212 meters medium wave, broadcasting live from Dublin to Dublin and the surrounding counties. And of course the west coast of Britain and the UK, and the islands in between. On shortwave live to Europe and the world, on a frequency of 6243 kHz via South Dublin Radio. Good morning to you, and good morning to Phil Dixon. Thank you for the shortwave relay. Sounds Sheila B. Devotion there, a singer called Pacer. 7 minutes after 11 o'clock, after 10 o'clock here, Greenwich Mean Time. That's Dublin local time, Ireland time. On 212 meters medium wave, 1413 kHz. And as I said, we're going straight into another letter now. This particular one comes from the World DX Club, is where it's, well, that's heading as a title. It's the Radio Caroline Dublin from the World DX Club, and the address 10 Oxley Drive, Caversham Park, Reading, OG40XP, Great Britain, and it's headed Yes, sir. I have the pleasure of listening to your station, and I'm very pleased to hear and start sent the following reception report. Details of my reception, which I hope are of some interest to you. And stated for the 29th of March, 1981. Now the frequency on shortwave on 6243.4 kHz.
Jackie Nason says that there are too many stations currently on the air.
There we go, some clips there. That was Matt Boland jumping in there, but we had a clip there of Radio Caroline Dublin from the 5th of April 1981 from 212 metres, announced as 1413 kilohertz. But although I never heard that in the old logs, I was just checking there while that clip was being played. Never noted it on that particular day, but the week before, right at the end of March 1981, it was definitely on 1422 kilohertz, 1422. So there we go, just a little bit of a clip. Now, I was going to play you something else that fitted in with that, just in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to play you another track just to find the bit in the tape that we're looking for. Play you an oldie from Stevie Winwood, back in the high life again. It is Return Music Radio WMR, Scottish Free Radio, each and every weekend on the Shortwave band. Nice music for listening to Shortwave on a summer's evening, isn't it? Stevie Winwood and Back in the High Life again on Weekend Music Radio, WMR. Now, I did say I was going to play you a clip from Radio Caroline Dublin again. This was something that you just heard on the medium wave band. But the previous year, we picked up a transmission here at this QTH of Radio Caroline Dublin on 1386 kHz AM from Dublin, and it was none other than Matt Boland from Southside Radio. So let's go and have a listen and see how that sounds for you.
WMR Music Radio.
Right now we've got 20 degrees that is going at 3 o'clock. So moving on to the Iron Road, this is cold, but again, long guys tonight. It's funny to take out last year, but it's cold in Dublin, 27.
Check, it's now exactly 7 before 2. Radio Caroline Dublin 217. Nice of you along on this absolutely beautiful Sunday afternoon. Sunny Sunday. Well, so it's about time I introduce myself. My name is Mark Boland. I'm station controller with Southside Radio on 300 meters in the medium wave band, broadcasting all day, every day for the south side of Dublin and the north to us. So, unfortunately, the air equipment into a break-in. And I think at this stage of proceedings, the best thing I can do is read a little article from the Wicklow people of last Friday, which explains the whole story. It's headed on the front page, Southside break-in investigated by Gardaí. Gardaí and Bray are investigating the theft of transmitting equipment from a local pirate radio station last Wednesday night. The equipment was taken during the break-in at the broadcasting base of Southside Radio, situated in Rathmichael near Shankill, County Dublin. Southside disc jockey Paul Nicholas said this week that the equipment, which included amplifiers and transmitting units, turntables and tape decks, was worth in the region of £3,500. He added that this was the third break-in the station had suffered over the past few months, and that it was highly likely that the thieves would probably attempt to sell the equipment here to some other radio station in this country.
We are Southside Radio on 300 meters medium wave. FSR on the air 7 days a week. Just for you.
This is Radio Caroline 217. I think after this particular record, we'll tell you what our future plans are. Have Mr. Paul Nicholas along, our station managing director. He'll put you in the picture. Here's one of my favorites, Edwin Starr. Play this one for Hugh, for Joe, for Kathy, for Max, and all the gang. How you doing, Stan? Thank you all the crew of SSR. A mighty Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me.
Caroline, Dublin, from the 6th of April 1980, almost a year exactly before the first recording we had there. And what you heard was Matt Boland from Southside Radio doing a guest program on Radio Caroline Dublin to explain why the SSR signal was off air. Yeah, very interesting times back then. And this is just a short clip with a few ear checks there of Matt Boland, good old Matt Boland, on Southside Radio. Ah, dear. It is Weekend Music Radio. Incidentally, Matt Boland was a former disc jockey on the Shortwave station, Radio Mercury, the station that predated WMR. He was on, needed some programming for Radio Mercury International, as did quite a number of other guys. But more on that at a later date. But it's time now to go back to the music here on Weekend Music Radio WMR. I just realised I forgot to give you the email address so far today. So that address is wmrscotland@mail.com. wmrscotland@mail.com. Or log on to our website for more details, wmrscotland.de. Climate Fisher now.